Hi guys, it's Laura from How to Get Your Shit Together, and it is December and it is very cold outside here, so I hope it's a little bit warmer where you are. And this is the time of year that people start to talk about New Year's resolutions and what their life is going to be like next year, all the changes they're going to make, all the new habits they're going to form, all the great things that they're going to do. But I want to talk to you about maybe something you should be doing a little bit differently. And that is doing something right now instead of waiting until the new year to do it. It's very easy to get caught up in the trap of, oh yes, once the new year rolls around, I'll definitely do that. And I do it myself all of the time, all of the time. I love New Year's and I love resolutions, so I definitely would not dissuade you from making resolutions. But think about what you can do now rather than putting that much stock in the future and how great your future self is going to be. Why not start working on yourself now? So I came across a great list that I really love. Lisa Jacobs is the lady who originated the idea, and I will link to her below. But I first saw it on BohoBerry, which is a great website if you're interested in planning or bullet journaling, anything like that. I highly recommend you check that out. I will link that below as well. But basically the challenge is the 16 before 2016 challenge, where you list 16 things that you want to do before 2016 rolls around. Now I started this a few weeks ago. By the time you're watching this, it's possibly too late for you to start on a 16 long list, but it's just to give you an idea of something that you could do now. The whole premise behind it is that you get stuff done before the end of the new year so that you can tie up all of the loose ends, finish 2015 or the end of whatever year you're watching this. Could be 2035 for all I know. But you tie up all your loose ends. You start 2016 or whatever the new year is with a clean slate, but it means that you finish one year strong, that you do a lot of things that will add to your success rather than just waiting all through December and doing absolutely nothing. So I started this a few weeks ago and I wrote out my list in my bullet journal. So I wanted to just very briefly go through what I have written down as my 16 things that I want to do before 2016. Some of them are probably a little ambitious. Some of them are very quick, kind of one-step things. One or two of them I've already actually done. But I just want to take you through them. The most important thing to remember is that they should be achievable. You want to challenge yourself a little bit, but not set goals that are so massive and so big that you're not actually going to achieve them, because that will just make you feel worse. But it's actually very difficult. When I sat down to do this, I thought, 16 things. I'll definitely be able to come up with 16 things I can do. But to actually make them kind of relatively small, achievable targets, that was quite difficult. But I'll go through mine. So the first one is to get my rental house painted. I own a rental house in the city and it just needs a bit of a sprucing up. So that is planned in for about 2 weeks' time. So finish the KonMari method. I'm so close to that now. If you've been following my videos, you know how close I am. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see me hit the finish line on that. Very, very close. Very, very excited there. And the third one is to create 2016 goals in detail with action plans. I'm finding more and more that New Year's resolutions, while they're great and I do love them and I do highly recommend them, they can tend to be a little bit vague. Things like get healthy or exercise more. They're not very specific. So this year I wanted to actually do quite specific goals that I could measure as I went along, maybe set kind of intermediate deadlines on them rather than I'll get this done sometime throughout the entire year. So yeah, sitting down, just doing up maybe more of a schedule, just with due dates and things like that. Number 4 was to get my hair cut, which I did. You may have noticed. My hair grows incredibly quickly, so like in a few weeks this will be halfway down my back again. So I let it grow down and then I just get it all chopped off again, because I'm not precious about my hair at all. Just Often when I go to the hairdressers and it's long and I say cut it up short, they're like, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure? And then I spend 5 minutes trying to convince them that yes, it's totally fine. I've had a pixie cut before. I can handle it. But I can only imagine the meltdowns they have from some women who go in thinking they can get their hair cut up short and then maybe regretting it. That's not me. Number 5, get back down to 54 kilos. I posted a picture of this list in a group, and like a lot of people obviously were like, oh my god, 54 kilos, that's so light, etc, etc. But pre-pregnancy I was 52 kilos and I'm currently hovering around 60, 61. So for me it's not a healthy weight. A lot of it is pizza weight, frankly. So, and I guess even though I said I wanted to get back down to 54 kilos, really what I meant there was that I wanted to start exercising and eating better. So if I exercise and don't lose any weight essentially, but I'm losing, like burning fat, but then putting on muscle weight, I'll still be happy. So even if I stick around 60 kilos, if I notice a difference in myself, if I'm more toned, if I have a little bit of strength, I have the upper body strength of a very weak kitten. It's horrendous. But basically I want my clothes to fit again. This morning, you have no idea the effort I went to try and squeeze into my trousers. So that's not happening anymore. So the 6th one kind of ties in with that. It's exercise for 30 minutes 3 times a week. Possibly a little ambitious considering I don't currently exercise. I've done bits and pieces here and there, but I probably need to pay a little bit more attention to that. Number 7, pitch at least 1 guest post or article. I'm currently working on that. I really want to grow the site even more. It's doing really well at the minute, but my goals for 2016 obviously include just expanding it and making it even bigger and bigger. So just branching out and reaching new audiences and things like that. So that's what that one is about. 8 is to get up early every now and again. So the every now and again, I love my bed and I'm not really a morning person. I'm definitely a night owl. But I do notice when I get up earlier than my daughter gets up, even if it's only for a few minutes, I can get stuff done during those few minutes. The reason I've said every now and again, as I have already alluded to, is because I'm not a morning person. I generally prefer to lie in bed until my daughter basically shouts enough to get me up. But I've done a few of those. So number 9, brainstorm merchandise to sell. So I really want to offer, basically I want to monetize the site, but I don't want to just monetize it with crap. You know, I want to think about things that my readers will actually enjoy and will get some use out of, and, you know, will make a positive impact on their lives. So I'm not necessarily just going to churn out a lot of crap and just for the sake of it. So I really want to sit down and have a think about that. Number 10, eat a cleaner diet, lower in carbs. I'm not really a diet person. I have never been on a diet. But again, because of my current weight that is not a healthy weight for me, I really need to start paying more attention to my diet. I'm a bit of a snacker. I tend to snack a lot. I did cut out chocolate and sweets and kind of dessert type things almost a year ago now, which is a huge achievement for me. I was a major chocoholic. But I just want to start paying a little bit more attention because I found that I am replacing my chocolate habit with other things like pizza and things that aren't necessarily healthy. And because I have gallstones, if you've been reading my blog, you'll know that I have gallstones now, and there's a possibility that I will have to have my gallbladder removed, which I'm not keen on at all. But reducing the amount of saturated fat and stuff in my diet does help to ease the pain. So that's not necessarily about losing weight, that's just about not being in like crippling pain all of the time. Good goals, good goals. Number 11 is to draft an outline for the How to Get Your Shit Together course. I really want to offer a course to people. I'm not sure if it's going to be online yet or if it's going to be something that I actually do in person, hold little workshops and things. But it's an idea that's been kicking around my brain for a while. So I want to sit down and just see how realistic it is. Just draft out some bullet points, some different topics I could cover, something like that. It's more of a kind of medium to long-term plan, but I just wanted to kind of get the ball rolling now to see whether or not it was worth spending time on. 12 is to start a newsletter. I've kind of already started on that, as in I've started writing some information that can go into a newsletter, and I'm hoping to roll that out sometime around the new year. 13, buy an external microphone for YouTube videos. I've put that one on hold for a little bit. I just realized that it's not really a priority for me. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm actually using a better camera now, and so the picture quality is much better, which in some ways is great, but in other ways I can now see my face very clearly when I'm editing videos, and it's a little bit strange. But for now, the picture quality has improved a lot, I hope. So the microphone aspect, and because I'm using a better camera, the sound is a little bit better. So I'm probably going to put that on hold for now. 14, buy new underwear. That should be pretty self-explanatory. It's been a while since I have refreshed my underwear drawer. Moving swiftly along. 15, finish reading all current books. I love reading books. I'm a massive bookworm. I generally have a few books on the go, so my focus now is to just finish reading the ones that I currently have, instead of just, getting more and more and more and just reading little bits of each one. So I actually have made good progress on that, and I only have 2 books left to read before the end of the year, and the first one I've actually already started on. So good progress there. And the final one is to switch off more and to reduce screen time. I guess because I'm a blogger and vlogger, that I spend a lot of time on my laptop, either writing or editing or designing thumbnails, whatever it is, and also read a lot of articles online. I watch a lot of YouTube videos online. And I seem to be centering myself around technology and my laptop. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I'm all in favor of technology, 100% love it, couldn't live without it. But I don't want it to be the only thing in my life. I don't want it to take over my life. I have a daughter, she's 2.5 now. And I don't want her to grow up thinking that it's okay to sit in front of a screen all day, or to grow up, only remembering me being on my phone or on my laptop. So that's not so much about kind of, making more time for myself as it is making more time for my daughter and setting a good example for her. So those are my things that I am trying to do before the end of 2015, but I would highly encourage you to write your own list. It doesn't have to be 16 items long. As I said, I started this a few weeks ago. But think about what you want to do before the end of the year, what little niggling tasks you want to tie up and get out of the way, so that you can start 2016 with your resolutions. You can start strong, you can start with a clean slate. All of your kind of long-term to-dos, those things that have been on your to-do list for a long time, they just keep getting kicked back and kicked back. I'm right there with you. But get rid of all of those now. So think about, what you want to achieve next year, but think about little things you can do right now that will get the ball rolling. So when the clock strikes midnight, you are good to go. Okay guys, that's it for another video. I really hope you liked it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe obviously if you'd like to see more videos like this, more kind of inspirational, motivational videos. I do have coming up for you a flip through of my bullet journal if you're interested in that. I want to do an AMA. I get a lot of questions about a lot of different things, so I want to sit down and just answer some questions from readers and from viewers. And I will have a video on, what will I have a video on? What was my other video? Oh my god, I totally blanked. Oh yes, the KonMari method. So close, really hoping to have that wrapped up by the end of the year so that I can start my new minimalist lifestyle in 2016. See, resolution I have for the future, still good, but working towards it from right now. So KonMari method, so excited, you will see me all kinds of giddy, I am sure. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all again next week. Bye.